Where can I find these jobs and institutions and roles? Like, is there a website that I can look at? So yes, the answer is we can do that. Let's understand how. Hi guys, I am Priya from It's Okay Yaar. If you are new today, we are a content platform for South Asian immigrants and we aim to educate, entertain and empower them. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to cover a very important topic, which is H-1B exempt cap. So if your H-1B wasn't picked this year, you might be wondering if I need to get a master's degree, a second master's degree or a day one CPT. Did you know, however, there is a possibility to apply for an H-1B Cap Exempt? What that means is there are certain jobs, roles and companies that can hire you without going through the lottery process. Let's understand how. So let's first understand what is an H-1B exempt cap. Okay, as we all know, there are only a certain number of lottery with H-1B that you can get, and that number is around 85,000. You get 65,000 if you have like the specialized skill H-1B, and then another 20,000 if you also have a master's degree. So all in all, we have 85,000 of that. Now, did you know there are certain companies and certain roles that you can apply for without being a part of the lottery process? There is a huge myth that it cannot be for technical or software roles and things like that. But keep watching, because we are going to be covering a vast variety of options that you have, and then what are the different ways to get it. That's number one. The second one that we will also be covering in this video is we leave you with a site where you can actually go and look up for some of these jobs and roles. So stay with us. So let's understand which employers are considered under H-1B Cap Exempt. The number one is if you are an educational institution. The second one is if you are a non-profit that you're looking to hire someone for education purposes. If you are a non-profit that you're looking to hire someone for research purposes. And the fourth one, which I think is going to be super relevant here, is if it's a for-profit company that's going to hire for a specialized role for any of the above three that I mentioned. Make sense? Now that we covered which H-1B employers are considered under the H-1B exempt cap, let's understand what the requirements look like. What are the requirements for an education institution that is looking to go for an H-1B exempt cap? Number one, it needs to be a higher education institution. Number two, it needs to provide admission to students who have earned a secondary education. Number three, it needs to be licensed by the proper institution to provide education beyond secondary school. And the fourth one is offer educational programs that award bachelor's degree at a bare minimum, 2-year education towards a degree. Now let's understand the H-1B Cap Exempt for non-profit organization. It must be a non-profit entity. It must be educated with the institution through shared ownership or board control, or act as a branch member of the subsidiary. Again, you don't need to know all of the technicalities of all of this, but this is just good information to have as you're looking for jobs and doing more research about the organization. Everything is linked on the website, so click on the description box if you need more insight. Now we are going to be covering the very important piece, which I know is going to be super relevant, is where can I find these jobs and institutions and roles? Like, is there a website that I can look at? So yes, the answer is we can do that. Let's understand how. A great site is My Visa Jobs. It has a complete database of employers who have been hiring for H-1B exempt roles. You can just place the filter and it will show up all of the jobs that are eligible for H-1B Cap Exempt. It has a very good database, so highly recommend checking that out as a next step. So again, let's understand the myth behind H-1B Cap Exempt jobs. There is a huge myth that it is only for education or research related roles, but you are going to be surprised to find out how many IT and finance related jobs qualify for this. So let's understand the benefits of H-1B Cap Exempt filing. The biggest one is that it is not time bound. Like a regular H-1B, the lottery results come in March and April, and then you have the start date of October 1st, and that's how it works. Here, there is no predetermined date or timeline that you have to follow. So let's quickly recap what are the three major benefits. The number one is that it doesn't have a cap. The second one is that it can be filed anytime. The third one is it doesn't require an employer start date like an H-1B has, like an October 1st. It doesn't have that. So let's talk about transferring from cap exempt to cap subject. Cap subject is basically going through the lottery process for the ones who don't know what that is. Now again, if you've started working for a non-profit or any of the for-profits that kind of qualify for this role, at some point you might have dreams of finding a different employer or joining big tech or doing any of that stuff. If you have dreams like that, of course, to do this transfer process, you will have to go through a lottery process. So all in all, H-1B Cap Exempt is very, very specific. So if you're working today for a non-profit or a for-profit that qualifies these requirements and you move to a different non-profit but similar background, that's fine. You can continue being on H-1B Cap Exempt. However, if you want to completely get out of the field and find a regular job or like a big tech job or any of that stuff, you will have to go through the H-1B lottery process. But what this really provides, and the takeaway that you need to have from this, is it gives you a little more time. Like if your lottery is not getting picked, you're still able to work, you're still able to find a job, and you're still able to make sure that your resume is looking good, and hopefully in that time your H-1B gets picked, and if you have other dreams that you want to pursue, you're able to do that. But all in all, doesn't mean that once you have gotten your H-1B Cap Exempt, now you can go work with any employer after a point using this H-1B. That's not how it works. Now we are going to talk about the processing time for H-1B Cap Exempt. It is the same as your regular H-1B, and it's also eligible for the premium processing, which is 15 days. So what is the H-1B Cap Exempt minimum wage? It's 60,000, and if the company is offering any benefits, that cannot be counted towards the 60,000. We are also going to be linking a fact sheet so that you can learn more about it by the Department of Labor, so check out the description box. So now let's understand how a for-profit company can hire someone for an H-1B exempt cap. Let's take my example. I'm Priya and I want to work for this consulting firm that's decided to hire me. Say this consulting firm is consulting firm A. Now, what the consulting firm needs to be super clear about is the tasks that Priya is going to perform is going to be at say a medical research facility for company B. Now, company A can hire Priya, and Priya is going to go perform tasks for company B at the medical research facility based on the agreement between company A and company B. Now company A, that's the consulting firm, files this petition on behalf of Priya and is able to prove that that is the task that she is going to perform. Thus, now Priya qualifies for the H-1B exempt cap and works for company A, but her roles and responsibilities are defined and she is working at the medical research facility for company B. So to wrap it up, it is a huge benefit for you if your H-1B has not been picked and you don't want to go for a master's degree or you don't want to spend money on a day one CPT. It's also a great option for H-4 dependent visa holders who are looking for their first jobs after getting their EAD. All in all, you have to make sure that the organization that you will be working for qualifies under the exempt cap. Definitely check out the website that we mentioned, and that will help you find a lot of great roles. If you don't know where to get started, go check out myvisajobs.com and apply the filter of H-1B Cap Exempt, and you are going to see a lot of options populate. So best of luck, you guys. I hope this was helpful and it helps you take the next step and make the right decision if your H-1B was not picked. If you find our content helpful, please spread the word, share it with someone who can actually benefit from this. Please like, share and subscribe. We are also on Instagram. You can follow us at It's OKR. We could really use the help, love and support at this point. We'll be back with another episode. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you have not. And if things are not going your way today, please remember it's OKR and it will all get better eventually. Have a nice day.